Hello 6th class, welcome back again. I wish you all a very good morning. So in our previous class we were doing fractions, that is chapter number 7. We discussed the type of fractions, that is improper, proper and mixed fractions. Today we are going to do exercise number 7.2 from the same chapter, that is fraction. Exercise 7.2. Question number 1 is you have to represent the given numbers on number line, and on A we have 1 by 2, then we have 1 by 4, 3 by 4 and 4 by 4. So you will see that these three numbers have same denominator. You have to represent these numbers on a single number line. Okay, we don't have to draw a separate number line for each rational number, each fraction, sorry. So what we will do, we will try to make the denominator same of all the numbers. So if we are multiplying 1 by 2 and 4, 2 by 2, it will be 2 by 4. It means we have to represent 2 by 4, 1 by 4, 3 by 4 and 4 by 4 on number line. For this you will draw a number line. You will divide the length of 0 to 1 into equal parts. How many equal parts? That will be decided by the denominator. So we will have 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is going to be 0 by 4, or you can say 0, 1 by 4, 2 by 4, which is also known as 1 by 2, 3 by 4, 4 by 4, and which will also be called as 1. So first we have to represent 2 by 4. So 2 by 4 is here. Next 1 by 4 is here. Next is 3 by 4 is here. And 4 by 4 is here. We have represented all the 4 fractions. Next is our B part, that is 1 by 8, 2 by 8, 3 by 8 and 7 by 8. So B is 1 by 8, 2 by 8, 3 by 8 and 7 by 8. As denominator is 8, it means we have to divide the length of 0 to 1 into 8 equal parts, and all these are proper fractions. So no need to go beyond 1. So 0, this is 0, we have to divide into 8 equal parts. This is going to be 1 by 8, then 2 by 8, then 3 by 8, 4 by 8, 5 by 8, 6 by 8, 7 by 8 and 8 by 8, which will be known as 1. So we have to represent 1 by 8, 1 by 8 is going to be here. So 1 by 8 is here. Then here 2 by 8 is here. 3 by 8 is here. And then 7 by 8. 7 by 8 is here. Similarly, you can do the C part, which is 2 by 5, 3 by 5, 8 by 5 and 4 by 5. 8 by 5 is an improper fraction. It means you have to go beyond 1. Okay. We have done questions like that, so you can do that. So question number 2 is express the following as mixed fractions. So question number 2 first. A fraction is 20 by 3. So we will divide 20 by 3. 2. So the mixed fraction form is going to be divider, remainder by, quotient, remainder by divider, which is going to be 6, 2 by 3. So this is going to be our mixed fraction. This is our mixed fraction. Q R by D. Similarly, we have, suppose 11 by 5. B part is 11 by 5. We can divide 11 by 5. It will be 5 to the 10, 1 as remainder. So your mixed fraction is going to be Q R by D. Your Q is 2, R is 1 and D is this. So this is going to be your answer. Similarly, C part is 17 by 7, then 28 by 5, 19 by 6 and 35 by 9. We can do them all. So we are going to do one more part, that is F part, which is 35 by 9. So we will divide 35 by 9. The same procedure will be followed in all the parts. Three 8 by 9. Okay. So now we are moving on to question number 3. In this we have to express the mixed fraction into improper fraction. Reverse of what we did in the question number 2. It is 7 3 by 4. 7 whole and 3 by 4. Okay. So the improper fraction is going to be your improper fraction. This is equal to Q R by D. Okay. This is quotient, this is remainder, and this is your denominator. So improper fraction will be D into Q plus R divided by D. Okay, which is going to be 7 into 4 plus 3 divided by 4. This is going to be 31 by 4. So this is going to be the answer. Next is 5 6 by 7. 5 6 by 7. We will compare it with Q R by D, which is the mixed fraction, and we will get the value of Q R and D. Implies our improper fraction will be Q into D plus R divided by D, which is going to be Q is your 5, D is 7, plus R is 6 and D is 7. So this is going to be 35, 35 plus 6 is going to be 41. 41 plus 7, this is going to be your answer. So similarly you can do all the other parts, same method we have to apply. Next is our equivalent fractions. So what do we mean by equivalent fractions and how they are applicable? We are going to understand that. After that we will move on to the simplest form of fraction. Okay. So first we are going to do, or you can do the rest of the parts. If you have facing any problem, we can discuss that in class. Okay. So equivalent fraction. The fractions which represents the same part of the whole. Okay, what does that mean? So we will understand it by one example. Suppose this is your whole. Okay, this is your whole, and I am going to divide them into two parts. Okay, these are two parts, two equal parts. If I want to write this fraction, this is going to be, a corresponding fraction is going to be 1 by 2, one part out of 2. Suppose we have another whole and it is divided into 4 parts now. Okay, it is divided into 4 parts and we are shading these 2 parts. So this fraction, this figure is representing 2 parts out of 4. And similarly again, if we have 1, 4 and then how many parts are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if we have 8 parts and I am going to shade the 4. Okay, so I am going to shade the 4. So there are 4 shaded parts out of 8. So this part is going to represent 4 by 8. Now the fractions fractions are different. This is 1 by 8, this is 2 by 4, this is 4 by 8. But they are representing the same part of the whole. Okay, this part. In this fraction also this part is covered, this part is covered, this part is covered. So it means that your 1 by 2, 2 by 4 and 4 by 8 represents the same part of the whole, or you can say that they are equivalent fractions. They are equivalent fractions. Okay, so how do we get equivalent fractions and how they are useful? We are going to understand that now. So suppose we have, first we are going to talk about how to get equivalent fractions. Okay, suppose we have 2 by 3. Okay, if I multiply or divide the numerator and denominator by same number, then I am going to get an equivalent fraction. What does that mean? Suppose we have 2 by 3 and I am multiplying the numerator by 3 and denominator by 3. The number I am going to get is 6 by 9. So implies that 6 by 9 is your fraction, initial fraction was 2 by 3. Okay, so your 6 by 9 is equivalent fraction to 2 by 3. Okay, suppose we are multiplying it by another number, but condition is by whatever number you are multiplying the numerator, you have to multiply the denominator by the same number. So suppose we are multiplying it by 10. So we are going to get 20 by 30. Implies 20 by 30 is equivalent to 2 by 3. Okay. Similarly, we can get as many equivalent fractions of any fraction given. So suppose if I want to find out, I want to find 5 equivalent fractions of 2 by 3. Okay, what will I do? I will multiply and divide 2 by 3 by 2. I will multiply and divide it by 3. By another number, you can choose another number also, but whatever number you are going to choose, they are going to be the same for numerator and denominator. So this 5 into 5, then 6 and 6. Okay, this was 3. Okay, 2 by 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is going to be 4 by 6, then 6 by 9, then 8 by 12, then 10 by 15, and here 12 by 18. So these are equivalent fractions of 2 by 3. Okay, now this was by multiplication. We can get the equivalent fractions by division also. How? Suppose I want to find out 2 equivalent fractions of 50 by 100. Okay, I want to find out given fractions of 50 and 100. So one thing I can do is I will divide the numerator as well as denominator by the same number. Suppose I am dividing both of them by 10. So here I will get 5 and here I will get 10. Okay, so this is equivalent to this. Next, suppose I am dividing both of them by 50. Okay, I am dividing it by 50, dividing it by 50. So we are going to get 1 and 2 here. Also, so we wanted to find 2. So we are getting these two. So 5 by 10 and 1 by 2 are equivalent fractions of 50 by 100. So from these examples we can conclude that if we have a fraction, we may multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number to get a new fraction which is equivalent to our given fraction. So also we can divide the numerator and denominator by the same number to get an equivalent fraction of the given number. Next we have simplest form of fraction. So simplest form of fractions is related to our equivalent fractions. How? Suppose we have 50 by 100 only. Okay, or we are starting with a smaller number. Suppose we have 5 by 10. Okay, and I want to find out the simplest form. What we will do, we will find the HCF of 5 and 10. Okay, HCF of 5 and 10 you can find out it is going to be 5, and I will divide. First step is going to find the HCF. First step is HCF. Then second is divide numerator and denominator both by the HCF, which is your 5. Okay, so you will get 5 by 5, 10 by 5, which is equal to 1 by 2. So this is your 1 by 2 is simplest form of 5 by 10. So why we are dividing by HCF? Because HCF represents highest common factor. So we will check the common factor. And we will divide the numerator and denominator by the HCF, and we will get a fraction which is in simplest form, which will have the common factor between them as 1. So simplest form is that form in which simplest form fraction is the form in which numerator and denominator, or you can say the fraction, okay, the simplest form of fraction, the form of fraction, okay, the form in which numerator and denominator have highest common factor as 1. And if it is something else, then we will divide both by that number to get the simplest form. Okay, so we can try another fraction now. Suppose we have okay 12 and 18. Okay, so what we will do, we will find, first step is going to be find the HCF. Okay, find HCF of 12 and 18. Okay, then HCF is going to be 6. Okay, then next is going to be divide numerator by HCF and denominator by HCF. It is going to be 2 by 3. So this is going to be your answer. Just to recap how to find the HCF, we will prime factorize your numbers. We will start with the least prime number, which is 2, 60. Then again with 2, 3. Now we can't divide 3 by 2, so we will divide by 3. This is going to be this. When we are getting 1 here, we are going to stop. Then next we are going to start with 2. It is divisible 12 by 3, so we will write 3 here, 3. Okay, now we are going to write 12 as 2 into 2 into 3 and 18 as 2 into 3 into 3. So what is the common factor available? This is 2 and 3. So your HCF is going to be 2 into 3, which is going to be a 6. So this is how we find the HCF. Because I remember, so I wrote directly in this one. Next we have is another example. Next example is 36 by 24. 36 by 24. So first step is going to be find out the HCF of these two, 36 and 24. It is going to be 12. We will find out how. 2, 1, 8, 2, 9, 3 3s are 9, 3, 1. Okay. So I can write 36 as 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. And here 24 is going to be 12, 6, 3, 1. Okay. So your 24 is 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. So our common factors are this and this. So your HCF is going to be 2 into 2 into 3, which is going to be your 12. So 12 is HCF. Now your simplest form is going to be, simplest form of fraction is going to be 36 divided by 12 divided by 24 divided by 12. So when we are dividing 36 by 12, it is going to be 3, and when we are dividing 24 by 12, it is going to be 2. So this is going to be the simplest fraction of this given fraction. So we have one more topic, which is to find the equivalent fraction of given number. Suppose we have, this was 3 by 2, okay, 3 by 2, and we have to find out the equivalent fraction in which denominator is given. We have to find out, okay. This type of question we have to do. So before that, we have to understand one thing. So we have seen that in example we have seen that 1 by 2, 2 by 4 are equivalent fraction. So we will try to do one thing, okay. We will call it N1, this as D1, and this as N2, and this as D2, okay. This is N2 by N2 by D2, and this is N1 by D2. And we will find out two things. First we will find out N1 into D2, and then we will find out N2 into D1, okay. What we are doing? We are finding the product of this and this, and here, and this here, okay. This is going to be 1 into 4, which is equal to 4, and N2 into D1 is going to be 2 into 2, which is going to be 4. So these are equal. So these are equal. 4 and 4 both are equal. You can try for other equivalent fraction. You just found out, just a minute before you found out that 3 by 2 and your 36 by 24 were equivalent fraction. So suppose this is N2 and D2, this is N2 by D2, and this is your N1 by D1, this is D1. So we have to find out what? Product of this and this. This and this is N1 D1. So N1 D1, and here we have to find out product of this and this. This is D1 and 2. This is going to be 3 into 24, and this is going to be 36 into 2. So product is going to be 72, and here it is going to be 72. The product is, this product is coming out to be same. It means we can check for other fractions also, but it is same for all equivalent fractions. So we can take inference from there. If we are going to multiply like this, okay, you have to multiply this with this and this with this, and this multiplication is known as cross multiplication, okay. And we will not be writing N1 D1 and N2 D2. What we will be doing, I'll show you. Suppose we have 1 by 3 and 10 by 30, okay, and I want to check there is comma in between. So what I will do, I will multiply this number with this and this number with this. This is going to be 1 into 30 and here this is going to be 10 into 3. So this is 30 and this is 30, both are same, okay. It means they are equivalent fraction. So this is way of checking the fractions are equivalent or not. And also this method of cross multiplication. This is known as cross multiplication. This method of cross multiplication helps us in finding the missing numerator or denominator. Now see that we don't know what number is this. So suppose this number is something, okay, I know we don't know, we are going to put it in like this. So this is 3 into, we are going to cross multiply now, okay. So this 3 into 24, because they are equal, they are equivalent, this product is going to be equal to this. So this is going to be 24 into 3 is going to be 72 and this. So by what number I should multiply 2 to get 72? So this number is going to be 72 divided by 2, which will be equal to 36, okay. Or you can solve from you can write from this step directly. You have to find out this number, okay. We have to find out this number. So that by what number we should multiply 2 to get this one, and it means that we have to find out the number by dividing 72 by 2. So we are going to do one more question like this. Suppose number is 18 by 24, 18 by 24, and here is equal to dash by 4, okay. So because these are equivalent fraction, we can apply the cross multiplication. It is going to be 18 into 4 is equal to 24 into the unknown number to us. So this is going to be 18 into 4, 72 is equal to 24 into this number, okay. So by what number I should multiply 24 to get this? So suppose we are going to multiply 24 by 3, it is going to be, so your 4 3s are 12, 3 2s are 6 plus 1, so I should multiply this number by 3. So this number is going to be a 3, okay. Similarly, we can find other questions as well. Now we are going to start with the exercise. Exercise 7.3. In first question, we have to write the fraction and check if they are equivalent or not. Exercise 7.3, question number 1, part 1, okay. So the fraction is, the first one is they are this is equal, this is going to be 1 by 2, okay. So next is this, and in it we have, this is going to be 2 by 4, okay. Next we have this is 6 equal parts, and this part is shaded, so 3 by 6, and last one is I'm making the rough diagrams. You are supposed to make the neat and clean diagrams, okay. So then like this, these parts are shaded, okay. So 1 2 3 4 parts are shaded out of 8 parts. So the fractions are 1 by 2, 2 by 4, 3 by 6 and 4 by 8. So now I am going to write in the simplest form. You know how to write the fractions into simplest form? We divide the fractions by their HCF. So 1 and 2 HCF is 1. So they are going to be written as it is. 2 by 4 HCF is 2. So we are going to divide them by 2. We will get 1 by 2. And 3 by 6 LCM is 3 of both of these. So we are going to get 1 by 2. And here 4 by 8 LCM is going to be 4 by 4. You can find out by HCF method, okay. and you will find out it is coming out to be this. So simplest form, it means all the four fractions are same. So you will write this, yes, all fractions are equivalent. Okay. What do you need to do? You first need to find out the fraction representing the figure, and then you want to find the fractions in simplest form, because then only you can compare them. Okay, so this is how we are going to do. So we are going to do B part also. And B part, we have a figure like this. Okay, this is a bit complicated figure, but still we have this, and here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and in this these are shaded. Okay, so fraction will be 4 and total are 12. Okay, so next is our 3, 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. These three are shaded. So this is going to be 3 by 9. Okay, so next is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 2 are shaded. Okay, this is going to be 2 by 6. Next one is going to be 1, 2, 3 and one more. This is going to be 1 by 3, and we have one more which is I'm going to write here. Okay, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 15 are total, and shaded are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 are shaded, total are 50. Shaded are 6. So there was this 4 was also shaded. So we are going to write the simplest form. So simplest form is going to be, it is going to be 4 by 12, and we are HCF of 4 and 12 is 4. So we will divide numerator and denominator by 4, and we will get 1 by 3. So similarly 3 by 9, we are going to divide both numerator and denominator by 3, because 3 is the HCF. This is going to be 1 by 3. So similarly here it is going to be 2 by 2 and 6 by 2, which is going to be 1 by 3. This is the simplest form, and for the simplest form is going to be, the HCF is going to be 3. So divide by 3 and divide by 3, it is going to be 2 by 5. So you see that all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, these fractions represent 1 by 3, but this fraction is representing 2 by 5. So you will say that no, these fractions are not equivalent. So with this we are going to end the class for today. In tomorrow's class we are going to continue with exercise. I wish you a good day.